It takes a village to raise a child. Old African proverb. I don't have friends. I got family. Dominic Toretto, international car racing super spy.
Round one, fight!
Hello, my name is Robert Higgins, and if you're just finding these videos or if you're following along, the first round of our Cinema Challenge series is dedicated to the definitive guide to how to make a movie for $1,000. I think this is a place where a lot of people get tripped up on what a movie should actually look like. I can almost guarantee that you've seen some kind of behind-the-scenes propaganda for a movie. Most modern movies have an extended behind-the-scenes trailer as part of their marketing campaign. Marvel has an entire docu-series dedicated to it. TV shows do behind-the-episode featurettes with A-list talent telling funny or interesting anecdotes. And you're looking at all those talented people gleefully spending millions of studio dollars saying, I can't do that. For $1,000? Impossible, right? Wrong. There are classic films with tiny budgets and even smaller crews, and they didn't have half the access to the free resources that you and I have today. This series is designed to show you how to go to war with reality by teaching you how to fight. And in any fight, it would be nice to have a few friends that have your back. And that's all you need, a few friends. More importantly, with a $1,000 budget, that's all you can afford. If you want to populate your short or feature with your friends and family for your cast, hey, if you can pull that together, my hat's off to you. But if not, you can take a page out of what we've done with our previous micro-budget features. In the past, we've relied heavily on using Backstage.com for posting casting information. Our actors submitted their auditions digitally or via private link on YouTube. However, there are other casting websites like Actors Access, Casting Frontier, IMDb Pro, and you may find other options for local talent. Most cost something to post your casting information, but they aren't prohibitively expensive. But you should also Google more local filmmaking resources. College theater and TV departments, community theater groups, your local film office. Now, in terms of casting, there's specific information that you need to include in your materials. The first thing is to be upfront. If you're making a movie for $1,000, it's unlikely that you're going to be able to afford any union fees or standard day rates. This is why travel stipends are important, because it looks better than casting notices that advertise only food and credit. Start with a synopsis of the project, a brief paragraph followed by small blurbs of every character that you're trying to cast. Include specific ethnicities where applicable, as well as age ranges and any specific talents that actors might need to have, like singing. If there's nudity, please note which characters will be involved, how explicit you plan to be, and if possible, how you plan on shooting it. And if there's going to be nudity, you should probably look into getting an intimacy coordinator. Projected shooting dates and locations should be included, as well as any other selling points about your project, like, we only shoot 8-hour days. Anything to make your project more attractive despite its small budget. But don't oversell and underdeliver. Pro tip, you might want to create a separate email account for all your submissions, because even on a $1,000 feature film, the amount of submissions can blow up your inbox. You can handle submissions one of three ways: in person or digitally, with Zoom auditions sort of splitting the difference between the two. Each comes with their own set of pros and cons. For in-person auditions, seek out public libraries. They have meeting rooms that you can probably get for free or close to free. The cons being that talent has to travel to you, although a lot of libraries are located near available public transit. The pros being that you can meet actors in person and get a sense of who they are, as well as make directions and see if they can adjust their performance. That's also one of the cons of having actors submit digitally. While the pros are convenience and zero cost, you lose the interaction aspect, which can tell you a lot about potential collaborators. The Goldilocks version, of course, is Zoom castings, where you can set times and have actors come on when scheduled. This way you get the interaction as well as the convenience, and usually with zero cost. But in the end, it's up to you. Do what's best for your situation and your schedule. But for any of the options mentioned, you're gonna need sides. Sides are selected scenes or monologues that give you a real sense of the character. Sides can be taken directly from the script or cobbled together from a few scenes, or they can be wholly original pieces just for the audition. Keep them short, less than a page for a monologue and 3 pages or less for a scene. After your initial round of auditions, you're probably going to have to hold what's known as callbacks. Callbacks are where you whittle down potential cast members with chemistry reads so that you can see which work best for your movie. Throughout this process, you should be consistent in what information that you give out to potential collaborators. Update as things solidify in terms of dates, times, and location, but we firm with details that affect your budget. Which brings us to crew, and to be honest, you can make a movie as a 1 or 2 person band. But you want to break down your crew into 5 basic roles: producer, director, camera, lights, and sound. But this doesn't mean you need 5 crew members. For instance, if you have a camera guy, it may be prudent to have them also on lights. Directing and producing go hand in hand when you're dealing with actors, but if you have a producer and then a cameraman who's already handling your lights, maybe the director can handle your sound. More than likely, you're going to have to mix and match. This is basically what my wife and I are doing for our $1,000 feature, Sex Like Pizza. However, do not underestimate the value of a production assistant who can fill in the gaps where needed. But in general, finding crew members seems to be a bit more organic. So my advice to all of you out there is to volunteer first. Go work on somebody else's crew or go help with a 72 or 40-hour film festival. And if it's within your means, don't ask for money. Start earning those favors. Get into your community. Find folks on social media. Make friends. Turn those friends into film family. Because as a wise man once said,
I don't have friends. I got family.
Anyway, next week we talk scheduling and locations so you can have concrete answers to those constant questions that come up from cast and crew. So please like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you get notified when we post. You've got work to do, so get to it.
Yeah, you love it, Qui-Gon Jinn.